game against Little Lamb's friend Tohya, who is about the same strength as the Little Lamb, maybe a little bit weaker, but on the same order, which means that this is going to be a very tough game. But that's okay. We don't shy away from challenges here. Tohya sends me a message saying, have fun. Thank you, Tohya. You have fun too. Hold on, let me just grab the link here. Okay, so I think this is the same opening that Little Lamb used with the 3-4 on the same side, so I can take... normally I play the Chinese, but that's because normally my opponent doesn't let me get the diagonal. So let's do something interesting. So, no reason not to take p4. And no reason not to play the normal Joseki, which is the whole reason why p4 is such a nice move. I do have to decide between n4 and o4 here. In spite of having seen and read much theory about this distinction, it's still not exactly clear to me how to decide, given like the nuances of any particular position. So I'm just going to play the most normal boring thing. I like the way that k4 interacts with d4 here, and he's certainly not getting that benefit here. r6 doesn't match up particularly well against q16. Oh cool, we got featured. We made it. We're famous. Okay, so he approaches a c6 immediately, so I can solidify the bottom here with something like f4 or e5 maybe. I certainly don't want to let him get f3, I don't think, even though e5, c3, d3, or even c4 is kind of nice. I think I like just playing d6 here, raising the thickness up a bit. I think f4 would have also been fine. I think just about anything here is fine. This is such a good shape on the bottom. The beauty of good shape is that everything works well with it. Okay, d7, e6. We're just going to play out the standard attach and extend here. The bottom is going to be nice and firm here. I don't really need a follow-up after c4, after c5, c4 exchange, which means that I can take sente and grab f17 after that exchange, assuming that's what he plays. I mean, he can play c3 here, he can play c4. He has other options besides c5. But c5 is what I expect to see. Okay, so he didn't do what I expected to see. Okay, so we can cash in on this in a couple of different ways. We can simply play c5. Oh my goodness, 14 observers here. Nice. We can take c5. Let him grab d3, so we exchange some of the bottom thickness we've developed, but then we get like c7, and then this ladder d8 works for us as well. Or I could play d3, let him take a lot of the corner, clean up this weakness, but then I get a lot on the bottom. I feel like if I just play c5, let him grab d3, Atari here, and then he grabs like g3 or something, I feel like I've wasted the thickness here, so I am going to just play d3. I'm also going to just... There's all these people in the OGS game who might not know that I'm streaming, so I just posted that there. Okay, so The c7 cut looks really tempting to me, right? Because if I play c7 here, and then he just goes d5 Atari, boom, boom, that's fine. If he plays like c7, or sorry, c8, then I can power through here, capture at b5, so I really don't see c7 turning out badly for us, no matter what. Doesn't seem this, yeah, okay, so I'm gonna Atari here, force him to connect at c5, and then I'm gonna capture at d8. And then he gets a ladder breaker, I guess, but then I capture, and this thickness is absurd. He has a cutting point at e4, but nothing that worrisome. I can just push along the third line here. So yeah, I'm just gonna go for this. Just gonna go for it. Okay, so e4, slightly worrisome. O17, likely move. I mean, this does land into O17, right? You'd think I'd be able to read this out of my head. Yeah, obviously it lands into O17. I knew that. It was just for your benefit. So I feel good about the start of this game again. Then again, I felt good about the start of the game against Little Lamb too. So that might not be saying much. But so far so good. We're not too far behind on time. Okay, so d2. Obviously tempting to go e2, but I might have to worry about shenanigans around e3 or e4. Yeah, okay, he added the ranks to the banner. So now you can see how embarrassing the disparity is. Oh, goodness. Okay, e2 versus... So e2, e3, e4, push, push. Seems fine. e4, Atari, push, go up 2 here. Then the ladder breaker comes super urgent. I really can't see us getting punished here as well. Whereas if I if I Tanuki and then he grabs like f3, then that's clearly a disaster. If I go here, he goes f2, that's also not quite good. If he goes f2 and then I Atari at c2, then no matter which way he Ataris afterwards, I'm fine-ish. Okay, so this can't be bad either. He gets a good corner, no doubt, and I obviously have to take Gote here. So yeah, the quality of his corner here is not under dispute, but neither is the quality of my bottom side, and the thickness on the top. Okay, so he's got 2 corners and a good shot at a third. So I'm clearly behind on cash. But other than that, I feel quite good right now. And that is not the move I expected to see. Not one bit. Okay. It is a ladder breaker, which is obviously what he's going for here. But then again, so is O17. And that, well, I guess he's worried about O17, O16, and would have gotten complicated. I obviously have to capture here, but not necessarily directly. I might be able to get away with a few forcing moves first. So if this just continues, still really embarrassed that I have to do this. Yeah, nothing like P15 is going to get the job done. I have to actually play something like this. If I just capture directly, then I don't have to worry about B7 later, whereas if I do this, I do have to worry about B7. So maybe I just capture, then at least B7's not sente, there's no Aji left. Then he just plays like Q15, I scramble with R16, and feels a little bit over-concentrated on the bottom, but not really. Yeah, okay, let's just capture. capture concretely like that. And that's pretty much what we expected. How much of the corner can I salvage here? If I play R17, he attarries at R16. We go up. B7 is also probably center. But better saved for later, I think. I really can't afford to let him get all four corners, so I do want to fight for this corner here. If I just play R17, R16, S17, go down, Q. That seems fine. So almost certainly R16 here. I'll be happy if he plays Q15. I can attack this. What I can't afford is for him to get all the corners. And then he just has to like reduce here and he's fine. Oh, wow. That's really not what I was expecting. That seems so passive. Okay, well, I could just do R15, but then R18, I can't turn at S18. So I'm probably just going to connect solidly here. If he goes here to prevent, well, yeah, can't go wrong with this. Okay, so he's just going to go for some top side profit, but I think this is more than open enough. This is more than open enough, I think. So yeah, I don't know, R13, is there anything wrong with R13? Is Q13 a better option? Not really. He's going to play maybe Q12 next, force me on the third line for a bit, and then play around K16 most likely, which is a-okay with me. If I go here and he just goes like R11, I'm still awkwardly shaped, so I am just going to do this. If he plays R14, S14 is good enough. Yeah, okay, so he does go for the top for the top. No denying this is good, but it's not quite as good as this. But this plus this plus this is certainly as good as this plus this. This is now a strategic question of how to either reduce this, maybe C14. I don't think he can afford to pincer if I C14, especially considering that B7 is quite dangerous. And I can always reduce this later on. I can always, come up at P12 after an R9 or something. So I think C14 is probably the best option here. Also develops this ever so slightly. P7 is obviously huge for later on. P7 is actually really quite sente because after P7, if he ignores and I play R8, that's quite huge. But no, I can't get away from playing C14 right now. Unavoidable. Okay. I mean, the value he's getting here is at least the same as the value I'm getting here. So, sorry, other way around. I'm happy. I'm happy to just jump up D14 here. If that's what he wants to do. I certainly don't want to let him grab E14, so I'm just going to follow that up. I feel like this is uninvadable at this point. Okay. I'm not sure that that's big enough for me to have to respond. If he plays B14, I'm happy to just crawl along the second line here. Give up some territory, give up some thickness, but more importantly, I need Sente right now. I need to play P12. I need to play p7, and I kind of need to play r10, or maybe r9. Or probably r10. Yeah, let's not push it. Probably r10. What's the worst he can do here? He can d14, Atari, connect, boom, boom, that's fine. He cuts there, I push him up. Gets a little bit more there, I solidify this. He can play c13, I go down, Atari, he goes there, Atari, boom, boom, same thing. He can go b14, I go c13, push, 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 Hane eventually. Make a ton of territory. Well, sorry, a ton of influence here. So what's the follow-up here that best makes use of like influence along this third line? Probably something like this. Because that's threatening to like turn at n13. Yeah. I feel like p12 is huge, but then again, so is p7. If I play p13 and then he plays p7, that certainly looks worse than the other way around. But this seems over-concentrated. If I just play b14, do I have any threats at like c17? Not enough. This isn't... Oh my gosh. Ah, 4 big moves, I don't know which one to take. Instead of p7, I can try q7. Yeah, that's fine. That's better, right? Because then if I take Sente if he takes Go tenure, and then I get r7, then r10 becomes mandatory. I can go here, force him to jump onto the center, boom, 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 and then attack here. So I like q7 best. Could I have capped at j17? Oh, could I have capped j17? Yes. That's certainly an option, but I'm really worried about like g14 here. Like if I just play j17, or like j15 to cap and he plays g14, well, now these stones are weak. Even without that there, these stones are still very weak. And this stone is just going to be swallowed whole. So if I defend here, he plays like j13 now and I'm screwed. Yeah. That's my thinking anyway. Okay. Before having played c14. Oh, I see. Before playing c14. In that case, maybe. I'll make a note of that. I'll review that before. After the game. I'm not sure off the top of my head. Okay, so q6 is a fine move. I'm pretty okay with that. I'm just going to play p7. He's not going to get any further. If he goes to p6, I'm going to Hane and be happy. He's probably just going to play at r8 afterwards, in which case I will then take here or something. The bottom is looking quite solid at this point. If he does push at p6 and I Hane and he cuts at 07, I have plenty of ways to connect these stones up. Okay, so we're gonna do the third line thing right now, and then if I then grab p12 here, threatening like r7 as well as n13, we have a lot of ways to convert this framework into some serious cash. like if we look at this bottom, like let's assume we only make territory up to the 7th line. That's still basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 50-ish points of territory on the bottom. Another 10 or 12 there. That's like 60, and probably another at least 10 here. So like we're at 70 points already, kind of. Assuming we can hang on to everything we've got, which I think is a safe assumption. So we've got 70. He's got like 15 max here. More like 12. 12 here. Maybe 25 here. So it's like 37. And then like 10 here. So it's like 47, 50. Who knows how many he's going to get here. That really depends on what I do. So I think we're ahead on board here. I think he gets Comey. Yeah, he does get Comey. Even though we're 8 ranks apart. So I really can't complain too much. Oh, it looks like Durin is streaming us, which is awesome. I love that guy. Okay, so 06. I mean, this is exactly how we drew it up. Okay, this is also how we drew it up. So the plan was we just go N6, make him show us how he plans to attack this. If he just goes 08, we go like R7, or maybe like Q9, and we're happy. Yeah, there's certainly no other options here, so there's no point wasting time. If he plays R7, Q9 probably. This ladder, boom, 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 boom. Actually does work for us. So if he plays R7, we can just ladder. Well, no, we can't. I really don't want him to get G14 in Sente. So if he does play R14, I am just going to play P9 or Q9. We'll worry about it when it comes to that. Okay. So he does go up. I'm not sure how important these stones are. They're actually not that important. I don't need to save them. I can play something like this to force him to capture them. If he jumps in at R11, that's pretty bad, so maybe just R10. He captures at R8. We're okay with that. Then either like M8 or G14 or something. At the same time, it's not a bad idea to keep some pressure on here, right? Like if we go here, we're threatening O10. If he plays O10, then we play R7 and we're fine. Yeah, so even though I don't really care about these two stones, I do care about making thickness by attacking this group. If I go here and he cuts at Q8, I go down to R7, he keeps going down, that's fine. Yeah, I don't think it's worth connecting it at Q8. Is it? If I go R9 and he goes Q8, we go R7. He goes down one more. We Atari at S8, he connects, we connect. And then we're safe there as well. Okay, so I think this might actually be the move. Keeps the pressure on. Makes a wall. This is now the perfect distance away from this stone. If he plays Q10, we're happy to play R10. Okay, this is not something we need to respond to right away. This I think we can safely ignore. If he plays R11, we have Q10, or sorry, Q11. So I think now might be the time to just play M8. The beauty of M8 is that it does increase the value of Q8 for us later on. And it really does make those 50, 60 points down here like a lot more tangible. If he wants to waste a move playing Q8 right now, I'm super thrilled. G14, and I feel like we're firmly ahead after that. So I don't think he'll play Q8. I'm just saying if he does, that's how it will go. Interesting game. The theme of the game seems to me to be very straightforward here. There's not a lot of like subtlety to this position. It's pretty clear where the race is happening between black's sort of influence and white's, 3.5 corners. So I think it really will come down to either one of us makes a spectacular tactical mistake, which is very likely given that it's me, or it'll come down to some tight counting. Where, one of us is going to overestimate the value of our respective strengths. It's pretty easy to visualize what the board is going to look like at the end of the game. Even though we're just on move, I don't know, 55? Yeah, 55. Well, we're getting back some of our time disadvantage now. Oh, there we go. Okay, interesting. Not what I expected to see this early on. So our opponent is just making a mad sort of invasion here. So we have a decision to make. We can either double down on the 50 points we care about here, or we can try to, do something on a larger scale. Like maybe now is the time to cap at J15. Cap at J15, he plays G14. No. Maybe now's the time for G14. Make him show us where he wants to run with that stone. If he wants to run towards L9, then we're happy to play like N9 to make Q8 really dangerous. If he wants to jump up at J12, we're happy to reduce him with like J15 at that point. So I think this is a pretty classy probe, I think. I don't know, in my mind it is anyway. To make him dedicate himself to like some sort of direction for the J9 stone. Which way do you want to go? Maybe he just attaches at M9. But I think that would be okay. Well, I could just play C12. Or if he plays C12 and I've Tanuki'd, no, he can't really get that far. That's not going to be the escape route for him. Whereas if I can play like here now, He plays c12, I play d12. He, I don't know, gets some stuff at c11, blah, blah, blah. But then this has like nowhere to run. It's hard to complain about that. And we're making q8 huge. This is interesting. I could just be boring and play c12 and just delay the decision. Okay, what if instead of c12 he plays like c11? That's a lot harder to deal with. I can play d11. Then if he honeys at d10, I can cut at c10. Should be fine given all the thickness I have. So yeah, that should all be okay. So maybe I should just play m10. I don't know if this is right. This is a hard game. Go is a hard game. I'm expecting c12 or c11. Otherwise, I can't understand why he would play b13. If he wasn't going to commit. Okay, he is committing with c12. Okay, so now it's just time to, he's called our bluff, or rather we called his bluff. And now we have to see how this is going to shake out. So if I just do this, and he cuts at d13, I can just play e12, let him have those two stones. If he double hanes, we Atari, and then go up here, no. Yeah, we would just go to e12, he would have to back down. Otherwise, if he continues pushing, we Atari, boom, run out to c10, and we're happy. I don't think there's the need to like fall back to e12. I don't think we need to do that, so let's just do this. Okay, so he did double hane. So as per our plan, we are not going to play c11 yet. Where are we? What if we play c... No. No, we're going to play e12, then if he connects at c11, we're just going to turn at e11. Yes, we've given up a bunch of territory, but... Okay, what if I go here, he connects, and then I go c10, then if he Atari's at d13... Yeah, I can't do that because if he just goes e12, I can't connect here. He Atari's, boom, boom. No, I can, because I can just Atari this. This is so weird. So this does work. I can just Atari here. If he cuts at d13 and I capture, then he Atari's there. I can just go there, let him capture back. If he Atari's at d13 and I extend, I can let him capture. I don't care about those two. Let's do it. This is risky. Okay. So if I play c10 and he Atari's at e12, I connect. He Atari's here, I connect. And then he goes there, leaving me at two liberties. I Atari, boom, Atari, boom, capture and a ladder. So d13 is nothing to worry about. Sorry, e12 is nothing to worry about. d13 is also nothing to worry about because of e12. So e12 d13, miai. Okay. So we read this out, It looks dangerous. Okay. Okay, this we did not read out. So what happens now? We go d9, he ataris, and then cuts at f14. But we have this, followed by this, followed by this. So we'd still be okay. We're still okay. What if he just goes f13, makes us connect there, and then he jumps out? That's the real danger here. That is a very real danger here. Maybe I just cut at e11. I'm also getting quite low on time. If I just straight up cut at e11, he ataris at d13, we connect. This is so interesting. Okay, I am going to just cut immediately. I am worried about c9. Okay. This we anticipated. If he cuts at f14, we're okay. Okay, that's not what I expected. Oh, okay, so he's just going to do this, then he's going to play at c9. Okay, this is fine too. Okay, push once more and then cut at c9. Okay, this we did not read out fully. Is it safe to just do this now? Is the question. If we go here and he goes g11, we go up to f12, ataris, we go down. Then it's a liberty race. This is interesting. Okay, so d9. If he plays g12, I have to go here. Yeah, that would be fine. Yeah, I think I can play d9 here. But I'm not sure. Did I screw this up? If I go here, he goes f13, I go here. He can't just go f14 right away. He has to push again at g13. I go here. At which point On the other hand, I could just go here, make him capture me, go here, and then try to capture the whole thing, but that's way too risky. This is hard to read. Can I afford to just let him capture these two and try to capture the whole group with something like this? I don't know. I feel like I'm missing a scary but obvious tactic. Worst case scenario, I can give these stones up. Yeah, so if he goes h13 here, I can give all of this up. He has to go h13. Okay. So I can Atari at f15. He goes up to h13. Okay, if I go f15, e15, he can't just straight up cut me at g15 because I'll kill him with h14. Oh wait, no I wouldn't. No, I would not. Oh my god, I'm down to a minute. I can Atari here, force him at f15, Atari here. I can basically just give up those 6 stones, try to cut this off, and still be okay. But he can just play g9. Okay, I'm down into overtime now. I don't know what's gonna happen. This is not a good result. Not a good result at all. Wait, what? Hold on. Atari connect. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. Okay, well there's certainly some Aji there. I'm gonna try to like make use of the F9 Aji here. This is not the most elegant game in the world. And I'm down to even fewer time periods. Okay. I'm not going to get any more use out of this Aji anymore, really. At least not unless something dramatic happens later on. I think now is a good time to just take h4. I'm quite behind now. I do have some chances around q8. Well, I don't think this attack is going to do anything. Sure. So he's obviously going for k7 here. Oh, just barely made the time control there. If I do this and he plays k7, that's worse for me than if I just do this. I still want to leave the f9 Aji around, however slight it may be. I feel like there's some usefulness there. I really want to take advantage of q8 here. If I can end this whole thing not in Gote, I'm going to take q8. I'll have to jump up at p12, but now I have enough thickness here that I can afford that. Okay. I have to do something about j4. Most likely I will just play j4 myself. Okay, if he wants to play like l5 or something here, I will let him. Okay. You may have it, sir. Do I have to worry about k7? Yes. No, I don't. So I'm going to just grab q8 now while I can. And try to turn it into something. I can play p12 if he plays p10. If he plays p11, I'll probably go for p13. What am I missing? He goes m6. I go up here. Boom, boom. Boom, sure. Doesn't seem that bad, but... Oh, okay, it's just his way of getting out of here. Okay, yeah, that was miscalculation. For sure, because now I can't keep him from connecting this out here. Okay, so I really need to do something on the top. I don't know what could possibly save me anymore. Especially, he's got like m3 now. He's got like all the ways to just bring the pain. Yeah, this is a mess now. I don't have time to count, but if I did, I'd probably be behind by 30 or 40 points at this stage, I think. Especially with Komi. M4 is useful to some extent. If I do this and he plays J15, I can go here, force him there, go here, force him there, and grab that. Something. Anything else I can cut at J15. I can cut at J15 here, right? If he goes K15, connect, J15. Whatever, I have nothing to lose. If this doesn't work, I was never going to win anyway because I needed something miraculous to happen on the top. This was never gonna work. Okay, well he can't do simply M18. He has to come up with something else. That works. So I've got 3 liberties. That's got 4. If I go here and he plays J18, no time, no time. If I go here and he plays M18, okay, this is the only thing that could possibly theoretically work. No, nothing's gonna work here. I'm down to 3 liberties. Nothing I do is going to change this. This is hopeless. Still, until I can fully read it out, I'm just gonna try a few more moves, but I'll probably resign soon. If I do this and he double Ataris, he's still down to 2. Okay, here, 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 here. There's nothing here, right? Okay, I'm down to my last time period. Yeah, I'm just gonna resign rather than lose on time.